To the Enough Said podcast. We are in the season 5 early preseason predictions here. We're going through each of the divisions and talking about each of the teams and how they're going to fare this year. So, with that being said, we are on the AFC West. But before we get there, as always, you can subscribe to our YouTube channel if you like what you hear. And of course, you can see us on all the major social media networks at Enough Said Crew. And then you can email us enoughsaidcrew@gmail.com. All right, AFC West, Mike, take it away.
All right. So AFC West, let's start out with the Super Bowl champion, Kansas City Chiefs. Yeah, it hurts me to say that. But look, easy question. Three-peat. Are they going to do it?
Unless Mahomes is on the turf saying, I broke my back, there's no way that this team is not going to do it. I mean, he's final. This guy has proved it, man. And unless he's hurt, I don't see how he can ever count this team out until somebody dethrones him. Somebody's got to step it up and dethrone this team. And until that happens, Dre, they're the champions, man. They got a dynasty.
Man, I don't know how they did it last season. You know, the wide receiver issues and all that. Even Kelsey was in cloud nine or Cupid, if you want to call it. They just got it done. And is that Andy Reid, man? Hall of Famer coach?
Yep.
Probably so. And, you know, that make a long story short, man. They're going to be the toughest team to beat next to Houston, I think, in the AFC.
Yep.
Yeah, they're definitely a monster. I mean, I ate a lot of crow this whole season. You know what I mean? Saying that Mahomes is overrated and Mahomes is the next Brett Favre and all that stuff. Hey, I just got to retract my words, man. He's getting to wanted to be the GOAT. Close to Tom Brady, Andy Reid. I mean, you got those two. Partner up, with each other and all that stuff. I mean, yeah, they got a good chance of doing a three-peat. I thought with the distractions with Taylor Swift and Kelsey and all that stuff, I said this is a mess, but they keep rolling. I mean, they're shutting all the doubters, including myself. Yeah. You have to say that their chances of a three-peat is very high. So
Yeah. It almost seems like it's unfair, because you saw them win the Super Bowl last year, which their defense, actually, like the number 2 ranked defense in the league. So, I mean, they say defense wins championships, and it certainly contained the number 1 offense last year, which was San Francisco.
Yeah.
But now they're back to looking like they're going to have the number 1 offense like they had in the past. They got Hollywood Brown, who's a burner. He's not, necessarily the greatest receiver, but he can run and he can catch. And then they got Xavier Worthy out of Texas, who's another burner out of college. And I think, Rashee Rice has his issues. He could be on the field. So if they address the problem that they had with all those receivers and all those drops that they had, they're still poised to be, a top defense again. They lost to Jarius Sneed. They still got Chris Jones. They still have all the corners and linebackers they had from last year who made the plays. As always, they make the play when you need to make the play. It's just, they always are there at the right time. I don't want them to do a three-peat. Right now all the advertising and the bettors and stuff are saying that if they get a three-peat, it's going to be against my team again. And I don't want to be the one to make history for the wrong reason. But yeah,
right.
Like until someone takes them down or injuries and stuff take them down, they are the best team in the league. I mean, still, I hate to say it.
Yeah. And Andy Reid knows how to draft. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He knows how to draft. Jesus,
it's amazing. When you start winning, you get used to winning, man. Things just kind of work your way, right? It just needs to work out that way.
All right.
Moving on to a team that hasn't really won in a while, and that would be the Las Vegas Raiders. So they fired Josh McDaniels last season, middle of the season. Antonio Pierce took over as the head coach, kind of did what I would say is a Mike Singletary. Mike Singletary had a very similar trajectory. He was an ex-linebacker who was the defensive coordinator, linebackers coach, and then took over a team, straightened out Vernon Davis, got the team winning. Everyone was like, oh, man, he should be the coach of the team. and then he got to be the head coach, and then you find out, okay, he don't really know nothing about coaching and really actually building a staff that can win. Antonio Pierce has kind of the same trajectory right now. He's got, a offensive coordinator that has been a coordinator before, but is the first year offensive coordinator for that team. He's bringing back defensive coordinator, some other key staff members, but what do you see from this team? Do you think Antonio Pierce is going to be the guy to lead his team to a championship, or is he really kind of a coach that's getting experience, but it's not really a coach that's going to take them where they want to go?
No, I don't see him as a future guy. I mean, he's 5-4 in his young career so far as a head coach. And that he's filled in so far and hasn't gone too well. You also got this other thing. I don't think Devontae Adams, I'm going to go out on a limb here, is going to be very excited about catching balls from Adrian O'Connell. Or Aiden O'Connell. It's just not going to.
Yeah.
I don't think that's going to go well. You got Jacoby Myers, Tuckers are the other wide receivers, and you got Brock at tight end, Bowers at tight end. I mean, you got some guys, but the bottom line is, again, Pierce is a young coach. He's going to be learning. I think this team is going to take steps in the right direction, but again, Dre, they got a long way to go.
Yeah, I mean, to me, the potential's there. Anything better than McDaniels. Honestly, anything's better than him, and I think Antonio Pierce might be a good fit for them. Like you said, 5-4, but the quarterback is the issue. Devontae's not gonna be happy.
Yeah.
What's the name still running in the back? What's the name?
No, Jacobs went to Green Bay.
Jacobs went to Green Bay.
Gone, yeah.
So who's their running back?
No.
Exactly.
Listen.
So, exactly.
I don't think anybody stepped up. It's exactly the point. Yeah.
Exactly. So.
Oh yeah, I do remember that one. Go ahead.
500 team.
His last name is White, and he had a pretty good towards the end of the season. He had he had some couple good games that was there. So I forgot Zaire Wright or something. Yes. Yeah. Something. Yeah. But,
that's why I brought it up, because it's like I don't know what this team is, and I just see just 500 maybe.
Yeah. I mean. Yeah, that quarterback is an issue. I'm just shocked that they didn't. Okay, if you didn't draft a quarterback, or if you did draft a quarterback, maybe it was in the late rounds, couldn't even get a veteran quarterback. You know what I mean? Because they were out there. At least something.
Well, I think they got Minshew, right? I think.
Did they get Minshew? All right. Well, then Minshew should be starting. Not that McConnell.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, exactly.
They right now it's a competition because Minshew is not doing that well. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Oh, all right.
Yeah,
okay.
it's
they duking it out. They duking out in.
Well, that's bad. I mean, Minshew can't.
Well, you know what Minshew is. He's a good backup, but he's not an everyday quarterback.
Yeah, true.
That's true.
That's true.
So,
Jesus. Okay. All right.
Yeah, I think this team is, like you said, Sal. It's kind of treading water a little bit. I think Antonio Pierce is definitely a good motivator coach. And then it was good to see that, he got opportunity to try to turn things around. But it's almost like they're really a young organization. Even the GM and the ownership, all that's all new and it all feels young. And so it seems like they're kind of making a lot of young mistakes. Like last year bringing in Jimmy G, and trying to, turn the ship around with him. And that didn't work out. He got hurt and he wasn't that good. This year, in the draft, they had opportunity, to maybe move up and actually get a quarterback, that to be a future pick, and they didn't do that. So now they're kind of stuck with two, run-of-the-mill quarterbacks that have been around. So I don't have high expectations for the season. I mean, I hope as their fan base sees, Antonio Pierce, they don't, expect too much out of him like miracles, because they don't think that's going to happen. Yeah, I think it's going to be a tough season. I think Devontae Adams is going to be really upset this year. Like last year, he was mad. You saw in that receiver show, he was just so miserable. Counting his millions, he still was miserable. But, I
wouldn't be surprised he wants to be traded.
Wanting to be out. Yeah, just get me out of here.
He might go to the Jets. He wants to go with the Jets. So you know why.
Yeah. Everybody wants to play Aaron like it's the same Aaron when it's not. But
no, it's not. It's not.
Going on to the next team, and this is another one that I'll be honest, I don't know what to say about them. That would be the Denver Broncos.
I knew you were gonna say that.
God,
boy, is Sean Payton. Is the magic kept coming this year or what?
Bo Nix, Cortland Sutton, Josh Reynolds, Marvin Mims Jr., and Greg Dulcich. So if you consider those guys, yes. I mean, come on. Like, I mean, Peyton's got his work cut out for him, man. You're not talking about Drew Brees back there, dude. You really got a long way to go. I think there's going to be another one who's going to be in the Archie Manning sweepstakes here by the end of the year, Dre.
It all went down last year, or when they got Russell Wilson. They put tons of money into it, and Sean Payton with the coaching and all that. Sean Payton looked, he's like, you gotta get this guy out of here. But to me, man, they've been tainted since then, and I don't see where they can go this year. Defensively wise, middle of the pack last time I remember, or right in the top, top.
Of course,
15,
last
10.
year at the beginning of the season, they gave up 70 points.
Right, they gave up. I know they gave up to Miami, but
that was crazy.
I don't know, Jermaine. What you think about this, man? I mean,
I have nothing. I really don't have nothing. I'm just sitting up here trying to think. It's Sean Payton. I mean, he's gonna. I mean, definitely nothing going on this year. I'm gonna tell you that right now. Maybe next year. We can. Maybe he'll start. Developing something and whatnot. But I believe. Sean Payton's been in this league for a long time. I believe he has a plan, and I feel as though that it's done for this year. It is, and then you just got to keep. Maybe it's another 2 years out to where you could be that dominant team where you was back in the day. But yeah, that's all. I mean, the receivers that you just ran off. I mean, I heard of them, but they're not. Whoa. You know what I mean? Like,
Sutton, come on.
Yeah. Dolce, he's got promising as far as with the, him being at the tight end. And Marvin Mims Jr., I mean, he was a third, fourth tier wide receiver.
Yeah.
So it's not Sean Payton's cup of tea. You know what I mean? So I know he's looking towards the future. That's the only thing I can say about that.
Yeah, I think they kind of wasted the last 2 years with Russell Wilson, and that's kind of been a little bit of a setback for the team. So now that they've drafted a quarterback, now it's kind of like it's all starting now, So this is really like Sean Payton's first year as head coach. Last year was just dealing with drama. So now is his chance to actually start building it the way he wants to. But in this division, even though it's not, like I say, a barn burner division, but you got the best team in the world, which is the Chiefs, in that division. So, if you can't really keep up with them, what's the point? So, yeah, I don't have high expectations for this team. I think they will be competitive because it's just by nature of the NFL. But, yeah, it's going to be a long season of development. And, yeah, next year or a year after that, you could then see where they stand. All right, and last but not least, the team that is expected to turn things around because of Harbaugh. Everywhere he goes, it seems like he wins. So they're saying it was a match made in heaven with him and Justin Herbert, who's now out for the whole preseason with an injury. But is Harbaugh going to turn this thing around out there? Are they going to instantly become a winner? What do you think, Sal? Or does Harbaugh's magic of going places and turning things around actually run out? Because it can happen.
It's going to take time. I mean, whenever you transition from college back to pro, it's going to take time to get your system in place, to get the coordinators that you want in place. It's not going to happen overnight. And I learned my lesson with them. That 1 year they blew that 100-point lead in the playoffs to the Chiefs. And I was like, that's it. You guys know I was hot on the Chargers. I thought they really had it, and they just kept disappointing every year. So I can't get them just yet. I definitely think they're heading in the right direction. I think they have the right coach. I just think it's going to take time to get there, Dre.
Yeah, I agree too, man. I mean, Harbaugh from Michigan now to here to the pros. I think this is going to be actually, to me, it's actually one of the most interesting and I think potential teams in this division to actually play pretty well. I mean, Denver, Raiders. I think San Diego by process elimination would be number 2. But I'm sorry, not San Diego, Los Angeles. Excuse me. will be number 2, and then Herbert, man, he's got to keep going and do better. I think a little bit more better than last season.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I agree with both of you guys. I mean, yeah, it's definitely. I mean, he's going through the same thing that Sean Payton's going with Denver. It's going to take time. It's going to take time to implement your system. You know what I mean, to where you like it. And to be honest with you, I don't think Justin Hubert is Harbaugh's guy. I really don't.
Might not.
So we'll see. We'll see as the season goes on here. Sound like it's could be a evaluation year. You know what I mean? To see
Right.
where we can go. But Harbaugh is not a stupid guy. He's not a stupid coach. He's been here before. He's been to the Super Bowl, so he's got experience. You know what I mean? It's not like he's coming directly from college and all that stuff. So he's like I said, he's been here before. But
right.
I think he's going to get it. He's going to get it together. It, like you said, Sal, it's going to take time. Maybe another 2-3 years out. But he knows what he's doing and told the ownership, "Look, this is the plan. I got a plan." So same thing with Sean Payton. So
yeah. I think the thing with Harbaugh is that a lot of people saw how he did in San Francisco. That transition from college to pros,
Right.
and instantly in the pros,
mm-hmm.
they were instant turnaround.
Yeah.
Alex Smith played lights out, and of course, the story of Kaepernick. So I think they're looking at this and saying, "Oh, he's got even more talent." With the Chargers and especially Herbert as a quarterback, that they should instantly be successful. I do think this go around is going to be more challenging because, that was 10 years ago when he was the coach of the Niners, and the league has changed. Players have changed. It's a different league now. So I don't think he's going to have the instant success that he's kind of used to. What's going to be there curious, and you don't see it right away, is he going to wear out his welcome? Because that is always the MO with Jim Harbaugh, is that he starts, because he's so intense and so riled up that he kind of wears his welcome out. Even in San Francisco, he had the antics on the sidelines of fussing at the referee and kind of throwing temper tantrums and stuff like a spoiled kid. And eventually eventually, it's like when they were winning, they accepted it. It was just kind of like, well, he's just intense. And then when he started losing, then it was kind of like, yeah, his brother upstaged him in the Super Bowl because his brother was more even keeled with the Ravens than Harbaugh was, shouting and screaming and acting like a fool. So I'll be very curious to see how well the personality of Harbaugh meshes with, the ownership and the GM and everything of the team and then the team itself. And, he's bringing back his coaches that he's familiar with, the Greg Romans of the world. He's been around. He's been with Harbaugh forever. And then he brought his defensive coordinator from Michigan with him as well, because that's Harbaugh's thing of always bringing his guys with him. So it'd be interesting to see how it meshes. I think this team probably will still take a step back, trying to sort things out. They won't be as dominant, but they could still finish second or third in division, but they won't be anywhere close to the Chiefs.
Yeah, I think this division.
Yeah.
We're all in agreement here. The Chiefs, are the one in this division. It's going to be tough to upseat them. But all right, well, that is the AFC West. And if you like, again, what you hear from us and you like watching, feel free to subscribe on our YouTube channel here. Check out all of our division previews for the upcoming season. And you can do that on the YouTube channel, Enough Said Podcast. You can also reach out to us, enoughsaidcrew@gmail.com, of course. And you can find us on all the social media networks, Enough Said Podcast. So thank you, everybody. Enjoy the games. Guys, it's been a pleasure as always. And let's get it on. Let's do it.
All right, y'all. Let's get this on. It's going to be an interesting season, y'all. Stay tuned.
Stay tuned.